This is Mallorca, a small island off Spain.
Como é que dá em Leão do Moro?
And we're going to start a backroads trip from here tomorrow, and then after several days we'll move to a different island called Menorca to finish the trip, 6-day backroads trip. So which is the correct spelling of Mallorca? Okay, so that's where we're staying for 2 nights. This will be the second night, 3rd floor. So the ocean is not a tough walk away to the nearest point of the ocean. The room includes this safe, closet. This, if you're going to use it, you're going to pay for it. Large sink. They actually have a place to hang towels, both here and here. The shower has motion activated lights. Has this huge shower head, which feels like standing underneath a waterfall or a handheld sprayer, controlled by the top knob on-off, spray above, spray to the handle, and then temperature controlled on the bottom. No grab bars, and the floor is especially slippery with any soap on it. Very highly polished, like marble. Almost packed to go. We ate breakfast outside underneath this awning, or you can eat inside. Breakfast included with the room. The selection of food is close to amazing. That's included with the meal. Never seen anything like it in America. Just a huge variety of cereals, fruits, various juices, then the usual chef-prepared omelet or pre-made other items. I should have brought the camera along for the breakfast. It's just amazing. And a separate room for the toilet, which includes this bidet. The lighting is sort of weird. Ceiling vents in the shower and the sink area. I haven't figured out which of these levers works better. I've been using the right one, but most likely the difference. The electricity in Europe is 220 volts. We brought a 6-pack of adapters that are similar to these two prongs, and then you can plug in the American plugs on the other side if it's a type of plug that accepts up to 220 volts for power source, such as USB chargers and some transformers. On this one I have an electric Menorca razor, and so I put the adapter in here and then plug this little square transformer into it, which goes up to 50 watts, and then I plug the razor into that so it doesn't blow the razor motor. They supplied a hair dryer for those who have hair, which goes directly into that outlet, and my wife wanted to have an electric pot for heating water, and so they supplied this pot, which again goes directly into the outlets. They also have these USB ports, which solves charging for two of the devices at one point, and then if you have the other adapters and your own plugs, the USB charges can go up to like from 110 to 240 volts. We just plug our power adapter into our current adapter, you know, the plugs that end like this, and have the American connector on the other side. So a 6-pack of those adapters was less than $10 through Amazon, so that was a good deal. Some devices are listed as having a 110 to 220 volt input, and that allows them to be used in Europe. This is the adapter type that we bought from Amazon. We got a 6-pack of these, and they plug into electrical outlets in Europe, and then you can plug a USB sort of charger into that sort of adapter, since this is one of these things that can go between 110 and 220 volt input. This electrical shaver is not one of those things that is listed for 220 volt input. It's only listed for the 110 volt input. We've been in 2 hotels so far in Spain, Mallorca specifically, and neither one of them has had a plug-in adapter for 110 volt razors. Suspecting that in advance, I brought along this transformer, which takes 220 volt input and steps it down to 110 voltage. Then you can plug an electric razor of this type into that transformer for using this type of electrical shaver. This is only rated though for 50 watts. So if you think you're going to run an American hairdryer on it, or some sort of a heating pad for your back, forget it. So here's the data on this sort of transformer, intended as a step-down transformer for a shaver. So since it has only a 0 to 50 watt range, that severely limits the type of devices that can be used for Fortunately, most of the USB chargers are of the 110 to 220 volt input range, which allows them to be used with a simple converter like this plugged into a European outlet. This is day 3 of our Backroads trip. Yeah, we've had 2 overnights in this hotel, which is situated on top of an extremely steep mountain. Well, maybe the mountain isn't so extremely steep, but the driveway getting up to the mountain was extremely steep, and somehow I managed to bike up the mountain with a standard bicycle and not an electric motor. My wife reports this is an unheated pool, and she decided against swimming in it last night. You have to really watch your step around here because the pavement for walking is made by stones, fairly large stones, as see by the shoe size here compared to the stones. So, and they're not guaranteed to be level, so you have to really watch your step here. And the rooms are scattered around this area. Ours is in the main building through there, and food is through there, and the parking lot is this direction. I don't even remember the exact name of the hotel, but it's one of these small luxury hotels of the world. And the steps are similarly confusing. So you have to really watch your feet where you're going, especially when you're an old person like me. So it might be hard to visualize here, but this parking lot is definitely on a slope as well. So when you bike to the top of the hill, you think you're already here, but then you have to walk up the parking lot before you get to the hotel itself.
Yeah, there was a chapter saying this is in Backroads, Miguel.
My first car was a Renault,
No, Miguel.
except we called it a Renault
Yes,
at the time.
yeah,
As well as the morning food laid out here. There's also ordering of food that you want from the kitchen. And this room almost challenged to get in here due to stairs with no handrails. Okay, so this is the first hotel we've had with Backroads on this trip. These doors can be opened or closed into this garden area, which appears to be designed for our use. not quite packed for going. We're going to move tomorrow, one more night here, and then move tomorrow to a second hotel on a different island. My wife had to point out that these curtains act as bug screens. So the toilet side doesn't have as much privacy as the previous hotel we had. This is larger flush on the left, smaller, like liquids flush on the right. Has 2 sinks and a walk-in shower with an extremely large shower head or a handheld sprayer, and 2 other sprayers that spray sort of straight out, or you can angle them. This window opens up for ventilation. Being a solid stone sort of building, there is no exhaust fan. Now, this is something my wife thinks ahead of and brought. This cord is adjustable in length and can strap to various items, and so you don't necessarily have to bring all the underwear you're going to need. There's no time during the 6 days with Backroads to go out to a laundromat, so this is helpful if you want to wash a little. And these are nearly dry overnight. The previous night my wife did some of her underwear. And this sort of has a Velcro attachments at each end to attach whatever you can to existing fixtures inside the shower area. Now, one idea I added to this process was, also to comment, they actually have a place to hang towels, and this is a heated towel rack, so the towels actually can dry overnight. Now, what I did, and I learned from a previous friend, was to use the towel that you have to dry out the underwear. So what I did was I took my towel after the shower, laid it out on the bed, and then placed the socks in a sort of pattern along the towel. Then I rolled up the towel, so it was in a tight little roll with the socks inside, sat it on the bed, and then I sat on the towel roll. It actually bounced a lot on the towel roll, and that took out lots of water. The towel ended up quite wet afterwards, and now it's nearly completely dry because of this heated towel rack. But it took most of the moisture out of all these socks, so they wouldn't have had a chance of drying overnight with just wringing them out, but squeezing the moisture out of them and other type of underwear into a separate room towel can then make it possible to extend your supply of underwear through a very short stay at various hotels. And the hotel name I could not remember. Less than an hour later, the fog is partially cleared, so there's some view of the surrounding landscape. This is our second and last hotel room with Backroads. This one is on Menorca. We have this outdoor patio area, bedroom area here. Now I talked to the other 4 groups of people, and none of them have this. Steps inside the hotel room. Sitting chairs, desk, TV, refrigerator, stuff for sale, closet, and then another 3 sets of steps. Tub, shower with a large shower head. This is a sloping floor so we don't get any leaks. So the shower has this translucent door, which works very well. Similarly, the toilet room has this translucent door, equipped with a bidet. And I will say this 3-step arrangement twice, 3 different levels, is very hazardous. I had been here less than an hour before I got distracted and was looking at the goal of where I was walking instead of looking at where my feet were going, and tumbled down the last step at the lower level as I was heading towards the nightstand. So we're counting out. I'm feeling the walls for each time I'm going up the steps. My wife is counting out 1, 2, 3. So it was probably because we asked for 2 separate twin beds instead of 1 large queen or king bed. And there was probably only 1 of those in the system. We're spending 3 days, 4 nights in Barcelona prior to traveling to Geneva, and it is obvious what luxurious quarters we had with Backroads. Bathroom here. They do have a safe and a refrigerator. Barely enough space to store 2 suitcases on those shelves, and then another suitcase here on the floor. We requested 2 separate beds, which is probably just a little bit bigger than a queen-size bed. Probably more like a king-size bed with 2 twins, extra long twins divided in half. So, as Laura pointed out, this is pretty much the size of the hotel rooms that we've rented in the past, and like our travels in France 3, 4 years ago. So it's not unusual to be having this small place. Barely closet. This is a compact bathroom which has most of the essentials. We brought along the adapter for the shaver, except I have to plug in the transformer to that. The shower has a large overhead sprayer or handheld sprayer, which was actually kind of difficult to get that switch to flip over. It has a towel rack high near the ceiling, which can hold 2 towels. The towel rack here is kind of tough to hold more than 1 towel, so we've got a spare that we can pull out as needed. The weird thing here is this is not a solid wall, it's a translucent wall, so you can actually see this light shining through this wall into the bedroom area. So if you're trying to sleep and somebody else is taking a shower or leaves the light on afterwards, it ends up being this very bright glow into the bedroom area. The other light is actually under here, which you could actually leave on all night, which we have done. Sort of as a night light, easier way to find the bathroom in the middle of the night. The toilet valve has the unusual feature of when you press this down, this bump ends up being a small flush. If you press this one, ends up being the full-size flush. This is something that is useful for bathrooms with a poor exhaust fan. Spray it into the toilet before use, and it reduces the odors coming out of the toilet before you flush it away. Our European trip has gotten down to the last 2 weeks, and we're staying in one place for the last 2 weeks, Geneva, Switzerland. We decided to get a efficiency unit, which has a little section of a kitchen here. It's much improved compared to the tiny room we had in Barcelona. So it actually has a closet drawer below, and on the other side of the closet so similar bathroom controls, large and small flush. The shower is similar to the showers we had in France 3.5, 4 years ago, in that they don't have a complete shower door. This does not slide at all. And this is an open space, so as you're showering, water is splattering out, but it's a low enough volume to the water that it doesn't spill out significantly. Large overhead shower head or handheld sprayer. The 40 degrees marking here is actually pretty representative of what works for a shower temperature. Little cabinet below to put our supplies. The electrical outlet is slightly different from in Spain. Now what you see here is an outlet on either side, and right below it is actually the ground outlet, the ground prong. So when this goes in, it doesn't have to have that ground portion there. This is the same adapter that we had in Spain, and it works just fine. This also has 2 USB outlets at this point, and then there's one of the standard outlets on the other side. Below here is actually a 3 outlet cluster. The transformer goes to this lamp, and then 2 other outlets there. So this is the 4th floor of this apartment building, and this is the view from it. So the 4th floor has 10 apartment units. The 3 floors below have 25 apartment units. And then 2 elevator units as well as stairs. And the lower level of this building has weight room, laundry, and some restrooms, and then access to other places. That's the steps. This room listed as private goes under the main reception area and dining areas of the apartment complex. So this apartment building here is right near the airport. Now next to it is some other buildings. Across the street here the electrical wires up above power this bus which goes to downtown Geneva. And this is actually the end of the line. As you follow these wires, they curve around and then end up across the street. There are buses that come here that are not electrified and they can go beyond this limit. And in the adjacent building is this Lidl. I had no idea what it was. It's a grocery store. And then there's another building next door which has an outdoor seating area for drinks. So now as you visualize this outdoor area here, the store actually goes underground. And another thing I didn't expect between the apartment building and here is an underground parking area. At least 2 levels. So this is all running underground for this grocery store. We were only shopping for small amounts, but I never figured out how do you unlock these locked shopping baskets? A coin of some sort? I don't know. But anyway, we just used the handheld shopping baskets, which are available at the entrance here. So it's convenient to have a grocery store that close to the apartment building. This is one bus going around, a bus in between which is motorized without using electricity from above, followed by another one that's using electricity from above. And inside the apartment building you can arrange for your breakfast to be purchased with the room included with it. So back downstairs at the apartment building, next to the laundry room is, what does this mean? See you soon. And what do we have? We have level 1 of the parking garage, which connects across to the grocery store. And these are stairs out of the parking garage, and this is above the parking garage, which you'd never guess from the outside. I would never guess from the outside that a parking garage lives underneath here. So inside the elevator, the floors go -1, 0 is the main floor, and then 4 is the terrace. So this view is about 6:30 at night. Well, I haven't studied the map that carefully. I've been told that any direction you go from here, it's a good chance you'll end up in France. So this little corner of Switzerland where Geneva is unusual that way. Of course, if you follow the lake, which starts downtown Geneva, you follow it further into Switzerland. Now, one item that came with being a tourist in Geneva is that we got a free pass to the public transportation system. So we can take these buses into town and back out without additional fees just for being a tourist and staying in a hotel. And we got our pass issued at the front desk of our hotel here. So just a block from the apartment, I'm taking a walk down a residential street. So along with the residential homes, there's some small businesses in this area. The first two nights we had meals at this Italian restaurant. And not much further than the restaurant we went to was this ATM, and then a co-op that sort of looks like a grocery store. And right after that is this little pharmacy. Looks like a restaurant across the street. And almost across the street from that restaurant is the post office. Just beyond the post office, looks like this is a school. Yeah. I don't know, Village Square. So, at this point we're back on the main streets enough to have this trolley car connections overhead. German school.